The loudest person in the room is rarely the one in control. Think about it. We see all this noise, this intensity, this frantic energy, and we mistake it for power. But that's a fundamental misunderstanding. In reality, dominance isn't born from that kind of chaos. It begins only after emotion has completely left the equation. Let's reframe this. Emotion makes people visible, yes, but detachment makes them predictable. And what do we know about predictable systems? They always, without fail, outperform emotional reactions. This isn't just a nice idea. It's a law of nature that applies everywhere. In business, when you're making critical decisions. In money, when you're investing and managing risk. And absolutely in leadership, where your composure sets the tone for everyone else. Imagine a system running on pure logic versus one running on feelings. The logical system is consistent, reliable, and it can be scaled. The emotional one is erratic, unreliable, and prone to catastrophic failure. When you operate from a place of detachment, you become that predictable, powerful system. People know what to expect from you because your actions are based on principles, not passing moods. This consistency builds a unique kind of trust, not the warm, fuzzy kind, but the kind of trust you have in a law of physics. It just is. This is where real influence starts to take shape, quietly, and without any need for fanfare. So, how does this translate into action? True dominance is not about confrontation. It's never about winning an argument or forcing someone to see your point of view. It's about positioning. You don't argue. You don't waste energy explaining yourself over and over. You certainly don't chase agreement from others. You simply move. You take deliberate, calculated action, and you trust that the world will adjust around you. Think of it like a large ship changing course in the ocean. It doesn't ask the waves for permission. It doesn't announce its every turn to the fish. It just turns. The water, the currents, everything else adapts to its new trajectory. That is the essence of dominance through positioning. You become the constant, and others become the variable. Your actions create the new reality that people must navigate. They either get on board with your direction, or they find themselves working against a force much larger than their own resistance. It's quiet, it's efficient, and it's undeniably powerful. There's no shouting match, no dramatic showdown, just a clear, unwavering forward motion that reshapes the landscape. If you study any dominant structure in history or business, you'll find it follows the same simple rules. First, less emotion. Decisions are made with a clear head, free from the distortions of anger, fear, or excitement. Second, fewer words. Action speaks louder and more decisively than any explanation ever could. Why talk about what you're going to do when you can just do it? Third, clear standards. The rules of engagement are unambiguous. Everyone knows what is expected and what the consequences are. There is no room for misinterpretation. And finally, consistent execution. The standards are applied every single time, without exception. There is no favoritism, no off days. This is precisely why highly emotional people almost always lose leverage in any negotiation or power dynamic. They reveal too much. Their emotions become a roadmap for their opponents, signaling their weaknesses, their desires, and their breaking points. Every emotional outburst is a gift of information to the person sitting across the table. They broadcast their strategy before the game has even begun, making themselves easy to predict and easy to counter. True power lies in holding your cards close, in being an enigma that others can't quite figure out, forcing them to react to you instead of the other way around. And this brings us to the core of it all, the reason most people never truly experience this level of influence. They are still operating under the deep-seated need to be understood. They want others to see their perspective, to validate their feelings, to agree with their logic. But dominance begins at the exact moment when the need for external understanding is no longer required. Your path is your path. Your decisions are your decisions. You are not seeking a committee vote on your life or your business. This is a massive psychological shift, and it's the gateway to building real authority. In part 2, we are going to break down the practical steps. We'll cover how dominance is built quietly, piece by piece, without anyone noticing until it's already established. We'll explore why truly dominant individuals never seek approval, and how this mindset frees them up to make bolder, better decisions. And most importantly, we'll give you a framework for how to structure this kind of unshakable authority in your business and your finances, creating systems that work for you, not against you. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in part 2.